I've seen this stream before. I said I've seen this stream before.
I switched too early. There we go. Game is loaded. Good evening, and you might recall, roughly 4 years ago. Oh, goodness. Why? Just started. You were connected fine for like the 6 minutes or so that you were waiting on the start screen. Why? Leave it. Hello? Is this thing on? Am I all alone? No, certain things have been slow on my phone today. Like images have been really slow to load on Reddit, and my other phone has been being awkward connecting to Sammy, but I don't know. Anyways, now that we're here, you might remember. Let's try that intro again. You might remember I streamed the Dreamcast version of Rayman 2 about 4 years ago. I had to check how long ago it was. Okay, so it's not just me being slow on Reddit. So yeah, I streamed the Dreamcast version, which I still think is the best version of the game. It's mostly based on the original N64 version, but with a few extra bells and whistles, and looks nicer and runs nicer because it's on the Dreamcast. Now, the game was designed for the N64. You know, and the N64 being the N64 being the more powerful 3D system of its generation. When time came to port it to the PlayStation, they had to change the game quite a lot, so you may remember some of the game from before. I mean, it was like 4 years ago. You may or may not remember some of the game, but this version of the game is actually quite different. Do let me know how the audio is as we go on. Do I need to center the screen? Nope. Nope. We're good. Let's balance the music and sound effects. We'll keep it in English. Obviously, one thing, it's the PS1. It's PS1 level graphics and loading times. Although I'm trying to remember if I've set the... Because I'm playing on the PS2, because I don't have a PS1. Now, I could have been lazy and played this on PS3 or with emulation, but I wanted to go authentic.
Look what the pirates have done to our world.
So you might remember, Rayman 2, normally, doesn't have voice acting. This PS1 version does.
A dark place, teeming with
Yeah, it's the PS1, it has all the quirks of PS1 games. It's got loads of dithering, its 3D maths is like, there's no floating point precision to the 3D maths, it's like all integer based, and that's why everything's so wobbly and snappy. And the PS1 has no real concept of perspective correct textures, so we'll see a lot of texture warping as well. Now this is the only PS1 disc no, that's the Dreamcast case. This is the only PS1 disc I actually own. I don't own any other PS1 games. I did have to get a memory card last year. Ben, you might remember me getting it. That's just how long this has been on the back burner for streaming. But I was very lucky getting this copy of Rayman 2. It's in very, very good condition for PS1 case. No cracks on it or anything. Minimal scratching and the manual's intact. So, very good condition, which I'm very happy with. I mean, you say Nintendo had the highest specs, but when it comes to N64 versus Saturn versus PS1, all three consoles were good at different things. So, yeah, N64 was better at 3D, but had generally worse audio, less storage space, wasn't good for 2D. Saturn was a 2D powerhouse, but it was very complex to get it looking good in 3D. PS1 was kind of a middle ground, did 2D better than the N64 and did 3D better than the Saturn. And, well, I think was overall easier to develop for. Yeah, so story-wise it is pretty much the same as before, as any other version of Rayman 2. But as we go through, we'll see level design is quite different.
Are you okay, Rayman?
And yeah, there's voice acting, proper voice acting instead of the Banjo-Kazooie-esque noises that they make on other versions.
I think this might be the end.
Now, later on, they released on the PS2 Rayman Revolution, which also had English voice acting, but they completely redid it. Presumably because they had to update the script because it was a remake. Oh. That was a lot of rumble. So yeah, I mean, I could have streamed this a long time ago. PS1's easy to emulate, and I've had this game on my PS3 downloaded for years and years. But, I don't know, I felt like I did want to play on the original PS1 version, just for that authenticity. You know, especially given that I do own all versions of Rayman 2 now. Not counting the Game Boy Color version, which is a completely different game, so isn't really Rayman 2. So, Rayman 2 it's a 3D platformer. You still got pretty much the same moveset as any other version, but Rayman I would say feels quite a bit more sluggish to control. When will I stream the DS version? Never. Most likely. That's not... A, it's not good. B, it would be a pain to control for emulation, and C, if I'm going to stream that rendition of the game, I'll just find a way to do the N64 version, because the DS is pretty much a straight port, but worse. But yeah, one thing, it's probably going to be less easy to notice from watching, but Rayman's movement feels more delayed in the PS1 version than any other version. Anyways, let's not delay the inevitable. Let's escape this ship. This pretty much works like it did in other versions, though. So. Well, the PS1 version, whenever it goes to a cutscene, it always has a very sort of distinctly slow, like, letterbox and like fade to like white or whatever. I wonder if that's just to like mask loading times. given it is running off a CD and not a cartridge. But I think I might have set the PS2 to run PS1 games at the faster loading, like sort of to run the disk drive faster to make loading times quicker, I think. I know I'm pretty sure I turned off the smoothing that it can do. Oh. The PS2 controller is a little bit iffy sometimes. Hold on, fine. Click both sticks in, move in circles, it's meant to calibrate them. Right, I can't remember if there's any lums up here. So, straight away, again, if you're familiar with the original game, like any other version, the level design here is immediately different to the other versions. That is if you're familiar, obviously. I'm not going to assume a level of familiarity with this game in other people that I have. I've played the original, well, the normal version of Rayman 2 so many times that I know it like the back of my hand. This PS1 version, however, less so. Level designs are quite different. Placement of the yellow lums is quite different. And there's also only 800. Still one days when the game on 2 different consoles could be completely different, fascinating. Yeah, I mean, it's all in Rayman 2's case, I think it's almost all down to technical limitations or the differences between the consoles. You know, N64 relative to its peers was a 3D powerhouse. The PS1 not so much. Like, the PS1 can do 3D, obviously, and it can do it well. I mean, Rayman 2 on PS1 is perfectly fine, I think. I don't think it's as good as the other versions of the game, to get ahead of myself, but it is an interesting version to play, though, nonetheless. And I'm not going to say it's the worst version of Rayman 2. That probably can be awarded to the DS version.
Don't worry, kids. I'll bring your father back. But first, I gotta go and find Lee. She likes to hang out around here. Have you seen her?
It's also interesting that the PS1 version does seem to have some prototype elements as well, like some earlier development sort of elements in it. I do wonder sort of at what point in the N64's game, like I wonder what point development split for this PS1 version. So it's the lums here. They have eyes in the PS1 version. They don't look like that on the N64 or PC or Dreamcast. But in the manual, for even those versions, they do look like that still in the manual, so... Again, I do, and they look like that in early builds that we still only have video footage of. So I do wonder at what point this game split development from the original. But overall, yeah, your gameplay is pretty similar, even with the very different level designs. You know, you've got a similar moveset, and you're still collecting lums and breaking cages. I mean, the Woods of Light isn't too different, I guess. But in the next level, we're going to start seeing the differences. So, also, to get ahead of myself, time frame wise, this will probably be wrapped up in 2 streams, I reckon.
Who's the king?
So, this should take up today and Sunday. You PlayStation. Well, Joe, if you remember 4 years ago, I've already streamed the superior Sega version before. And I don't own the console to play the original N64 release. I own the game, but not the console. But the PlayStation version is very interesting compared to other versions. This cartridge is in very good condition as well, by the way. Like, the contacts on it is shiny. Not that you'd be able to see on the webcam, but the contacts are shiny, meaning this probably hasn't been played a lot. So, this will be one of my happiest gaming acquisitions. What I need to do though is get a box protector for this, because I've squashed the box a little bit in my cupboard. Trying to get one of those like plastic box protector things. Just to make the box keep its shape. Right. Memory card slot 1. I have started a save on this copy. Well, with this memory card. Just to make sure the game worked, and also I think that was to set up the OSSC. As always, capturing old consoles with the OSSC. It's very nice. Again, I could have... Well, the thing is, this is probably easier than using my PS3, given that you can't capture the PS3 through HDMI without extra hardware, because you had to strip the copy protection from the PS3's output. So I'm not gonna go super in depth throughout the whole game of being like, oh, this is how this level is different. But in this one in particular, this level here, any other version of the game, this is an actual pool of water you can swim in. There's like a hidden area off in this direction, and you know, you do go up on this, but you go up this way, this direction, and you go through like a piranha infested pool, climb up around. Here on the PS1 though, the levels are very much truncated. Here we pretty much just go straight up to the Switch. Levels tend to be smaller and more sectioned off as well. Also tend to be a bit more linear, I'd say, overall. Not that Rayman 2 is a particularly non-linear game. Rayman 2 definitely falls on the linear side of 3D platformers, but PS1 version I would say even more so. Another difference is the cages, the cage mechanic. So on the other versions, every 10th cage I think it is you break, your health bar gets extended a bit. In this version, every single cage you break extends your health bar. It only extends it by a tiny bit, but it extends every single cage you break. And as well as having shorter levels, there's only 800 yellow lumps to collect instead of 1,000. So... But levels do tend to end up having different mechanics sometimes, or just completely different level designs, in a way to kind of compensate for being shorter. Like in other versions, the sort of pump here that's pouring out this toxic sort of water is pretty much just a set piece. You can you platform on it to get to the next area of the level. Here on the PS1 though, you actually stop the pump and clean up the pool. It's an interesting distinction. And again, I don't know at what point... I don't know at what point in development the PS1 version split off from other versions of the game, but the differences I just find really interesting. However, one bit where I will say the PS1 version is just straight up worse is the swimming controls. Now, in other versions of the game, it has one of my favourite swimming controls in any 3D platformer. You move Rayman laterally with your control stick, and then you hold a button and then move forwards to swim up, and hold a different button and move forwards to go down. It just feels very intuitive. PS1 Rayman 2 here uses Mario 64 style swimming, which is fine, but it just doesn't feel as good as the original Rayman 2's sort of swimming controls. Now this area is pretty much based on the secret area from the beginning of the stage in other versions. Again, so I'm gonna try not to get too much into just, oh, this is different, but hold on. Just want to check I've not missed anything. But yeah, the PS1 swimming I just don't find as quite as fluid as the original game swimming. Like, the original game swimming controls let you move around very precisely. This a bit less so. Obviously, you can check there's no yellow lumps in the pool. I don't think there are. I think we just move on to the next section. Of course, also being on a CD, this version of Rayman 2 does have the full CD quality soundtrack that originally was only on the PC version. There's also these little enemies. These are from Rayman 1. They don't show up in any other version of the game. I hear a cage somewhere. Don't know exactly where that is. There. Okay. Your fingernails are getting too long. Well, maybe you should cut them then. If they're getting too long. Again, I don't. I'm gonna just double check. Oh. I'm going to be doing more double checking of have I missed anything than I did back 4 years ago when I played the Dreamcast version. With the changed level designs and changed level layouts, that also means changed sort of changing of where collectibles are. So I'm going to be sometimes just checking I haven't missed anything, because I would like to collect everything. I did miss that one there though. Can I fall into a pit before the next checkpoint? I think I can. Cool. There we go. Oh, there isn't a checkpoint here anyway, so okay. I'm used to there being a checkpoint now. Also, instead of every level having exactly 50 lums apart from the very first and last levels, each level has a different amount of lums. I don't know exactly why, I guess to keep you on your toes. Now over this area, on other versions, this is where you would have to come back to this level much later in the game, via a different level, to get the last couple of lums in a cage that you can't get. That doesn't exist in this version. You can 100% this level without having to come back to it later. In other versions, there is a little extra cave off to the side here, with more goodies in it. Doesn't exist here. Just a much smaller area. Like I said, I'm not going to do this for every level, but for this level, I think I do want to highlight all the highlight just differences, just to demonstrate, or just to explain, I guess, rather than demonstrate, just how different the level design can be. Hey, Gracie Dawn. Oh, that was mildly embarrassing. I went onto the AFK stream, forgot to mute my mic when being talked to. Welcome to the stream. We're playing Rayman 2 on the PS1, and I'm gratuitously explaining everything. Thank you for dropping by. even as I fail to do basic stream stuff. I've only been going at this a while back. Sora's Life in Space Marine page. Ah! Yes, I thought I recognised the name. Right. Yeah, thanks for dropping by. Right. Nope, there's nothing over here. Let's snooze this. Right. So, same as any other version, we've got to hit that switch before we can get through this door. I think this part of the level's pretty similar to before, but there's no hidden room here with a cage in it. Oh my goodness. Alright. Think we're back. Just pop that in. My message failed to send. Should be back now. As I was about to explain, combat's the same. It's easy. Enemies take a bit too long to kill, and there's not much variety. They definitely improved combat for Rayman 3, which I will get to at some point eventually in the future. Right, no more hidden thingies. Nope. Can I attempt to get Rayman behind the box? Just to show the PlayStation's mind-boggling effects. Don't think I can here. Oh no. Of course there's no purple lums yet. I haven't got the power for that yet. Right. Lums. Don't think I can do what we can do other versions. No, you have to go down. Not back. Oh. Internet with how to do this. When, you know, when I actually had a plan for today and everything. No, it's just saying pubs. Oh my goodness. Okay. This is really annoying. It said it was connected, but had to manually restart. Thanks, Twitch. Or my internet, or whatever's going on. Has Twitch been having problems today? Hold on. Twitch server status. Oh, it says operational, no incidents reported. Well, that doesn't seem to be my experience at the moment. Right, let's just get on with things before it disconnects again. Yeah, it would have to be on a day where I'm actually got stuff planned out and whatever. I'm actually wanting to, you know, it's not like one of the days where like I had nothing planned and I was just doing a whatever stream. You know, I actually had something planned out today, you know, with this game. But no, the powers that be don't want it to happen. Right. I think there's... Oh, there's lums there. Are there lums down here? Yes, there are. Oh, there's at least one lum down there. Right, so we gotta destroy the machine that's holding Lee. This works pretty much the same as it always has. Press jump to throw the thing up, and press shoot to send it forwards. So when the thing shoots the bombs at you, you throw it up, and then you can shoot. This works the same. Other versions, it just feels a bit slow with the PS1 controls. Also, probably feels slow because of, playing a UK copy on the UK PS2. So it's running at 50 Hz, or 25 frames per second in this game's case. So that's probably also why it feels, given that on the Dreamcast, that's 60 FPS. Full 60 FPS, widescreen, 480p, just looks and runs nicer. Doesn't help when the barrels do that. I'm just going to shamelessly, no, not edit, shamelessly reply. I don't you love it when I don't know. Probably shouldn't. No. Yeah. Just annoyed. Like, if connection problems happened, like, on a day where I was just like, had nothing planned, so it didn't matter, it wouldn't be so bad. But I've got a game to get through. I should probably also at some point make it so that, because I tend to use my AFK screen now as a quick, I need to mute everything. I need to really make that switch, mute my mic and not keep it playing. Oh, don't throw it that way. Other versions of this game basically auto-lock on the barrel when you're close enough to the where you need to throw it. This version doesn't seem to... If it does have an auto sort of lock on for the barrels, it doesn't... It's not as sort of strong. Oh, come on. Because I can't stand there forever aiming. Because it's still going to be spawning those things. Only Rayman can save us. It's more that everyone else that could help has been captured, and Rayman was kind of the only one that had the possibility to escape. Right, I'm facing pretty much forwards. There we go. I'm sure PS2 games don't make the rumble on this like run as hard as this game seems to be making it run.
Lee, are you okay?
Oh, Rayman, at last. I was afraid buildings would fail.
Also,
He gave me the
I
silver
don't know who decided that
got separated.
Lee needs to pronounce it as Rayman.
The pirates. But to do that, I'll need all of my
In almost every other instance, it's Rayman in the series in general.
The pirates
The official pronunciation is Rayman. Other versions of this game and other Rayman games, there's that. But yeah, for whatever reason, in this game, Lee pronounces it as Rayman,
No,
like policeman or fireman.
And his powers are immense. He could help you defeat the pirates. Unfortunately, he has been secluded for many years.
You know,
But there is a legend which says
sometimes I will, like, if I'm talking about, like, you know, comic book superheroes and whatnot, sometimes I will pronounce them like the British way.
magical and very
Like I'll say Superman or
They're
Batman
hidden in secret,
or Spider-Man.
mysterious places. Find them
No, Lee is literally only in Rayman 2 and its
all the
its various versions. Batilla from Rayman 1 was the one that was brought back for Origins and yeah, completely redesigned.
a silver lum, I'll have a new power.
This
now
never felt the rumble motors go this strong on this game, or on this controller even.
Rayman.
I didn't realise the DualShock 2 could rumble this strongly. Ah, there. Right. Okay. Oh, there's a lum there. Gotta pick that up. Now, in other versions of this game, the Fairy Glade, despite being the second level, is quite a long one for its place in the game. There's still like a whole other section left after this section. But here on PS1 land, we're pretty much nearly at the end. It was only one character who got that kind of redesign. All the other fairies in Origins were new characters for Origins. Alright, I'm at 57 lums. Have I missed one? Don't tell me I've missed one. Oh no. Oh. Oh. Hey. The PlayStation can produce mind-boggling effects. The PlayStation hardware has no concept of a zip buffer. Oh, I've missed a lum, I think. Don't know if I can... I'd only be able to backtrack if I missed it in this area. Was it on the slide? I don't think so. I went back and got the one I missed on the slide, so I think that was okay. I mean, I'm not going to go and do it on stream if I have indeed missed a lum that I can't retrieve now. I'll do it. I'll do it like, you know, not on stream. It's not worth. It's not worth going back on stream. I'll just check these areas that I'm able to get to. Unless the last lum comes out of that cage, but I don't think lums can be in cages on the PS1 version. Well, if I've missed it, oh well. Yeah, I'll go back off stream. I'll get it off stream. Because, you know, for the sake of one lum, I'm not replaying the entire level on stream. I'm already behind as is. Ah! Your friend is obsessed with Rayman Legends to the point that school supplies clothes were based on Rayman. I mean, I am pretty obsessed with Rayman 2. Oh. Oh, come on. I'm pretty obsessed with Rayman 2. I own every version of 3D Rayman 2. These are just 3 of them. Dreamcast, PS1, N64. To the point I don't own an N64 console. Well, I don't own a PS1 either, but you know, PS2s play PS1 games. I mean, I own a PS3 as well, but, you know. Well, I'll also have to go back for this lum unless it's in the cage at the end. I guess I'll find out in a sec. There are no hidden ones down there, are there? Oh. No, it's not in the cage. Since been homeschooled and not seen her since. Right. I'll have to get that lum off stream. I'll probably post it in if I get it. If I manage to screen cap it, I'll put it on the put it in Discord or whatever. Or I could pretend that I've got it and load. You know what? I'm gonna cheat. I'm gonna pretend I've got it and just load up my save file where I did get it, because that's where I got to. And yes, Rayman Legends is pretty great. I'm partial to the original Wii U version myself. Right. Let's pretend I got that lum. I've got it on this save file.
Welcome back, Rayman. So, did you guys figure it out?
Cheating, you would never... Yeah, you'd never rewind in Super Mario Kart while recording a video for it. So this cutscene's happening a lot earlier than it did before. And also in the Hall of Doors rather than in a nondescript void.
Pirates are also looking for the masks. To stop you.
Good old Rickroll. Do you love a good Rickroll? YouTube's 20th anniversary video is a good one. I say as I watched like 2 seconds of it and was like, yes, I like this. And then I had to do something else.
Before you go, I must say something to you. The masks
are watched over by very powerful guards.
Guards?
Yes, Polycus ordered them to eliminate all
I feel like the cutscenes probably take a lot longer when they have actual voice acting.
One last thing. Remember to collect
Whereas I suppose,
the second door.
because I've seen the story so much, if I'm playing on like PC or Dreamcast or whatever, because there's no voice acting, I can just spam the button and get all the cutscenes really quickly. Oh. Our next level is pretty similar to how it is originally. Though I believe that, like, tree route that you walk on there, that doesn't exist in this version. All of the loading screens are like screenshots from like the PC version or whatever. Oh, come on, controller. I don't know whether it's not really modern style drift, but it's sort of like it is certainly a calibration issue of some kind. I don't know if all the dithering is coming across on Twitch. There's a lot of dithering in this PS1 version of the game. Right. Cutscene time.
How can I ever thank you?
Forget it, Sam.
I forgot how good it feels to stretch out. Sensational.
Tell me, do you know
So
where
you can't be a
to find
cartoony
more
snake
magic?
character without accentuating the sounds.
Sorry, Rayman, I don't know what you're talking about. But I did see Glowbox get captured by 2 pirates. They took him somewhere out beyond the marshes. If you like, I can help you get over to the other side. You can grab onto my scarf by shooting at it.
Mm-hmm.
Then press cross to jump.
Remember, it's cross, not X.
Let's go.
I do actually tend to make the effort to call it the cross button, rather than the X button. So this level's pretty similar to how it is in other versions. The hardest part really is just getting all the lums. The button is called the Ryan button now. I understood that reference. I'm just gonna double check. Have I got my... I think I've got it in 3x mode. Yes I do. Cool. It's as sharp as it can be. Hmm. Ah! Okay. See, on other versions you don't unceremoniously let go of the water ski mode. You just kind of like ride along the platform there. But hey. Ah, oh no. I missed one. Therefore, please let me restart. It's always a valid option in levels like this. Oh, come on. Not 100% sure how I meant to get that lum there. There's also no speed up button in this. Right, do I just have to like go through them? No. How do I get that lum then? It's very awkwardly placed. The only problem with doing the sort of die to reset method on this level is you don't have much health to go around at this point in the game. So, there we go, got it. Oh, missed another one. Right. I think I've got like one more attempt left before I before I fully die. So let's make it count. Oh, really? Right. Do I have to do the entire level again, or just this section? Oh, just this section, but I presume I've got to collect all the lums again. Yeah, I just got to collect all the lums again. That's not as much of a problem. Oh, I say as I immediately mess something up that should be very easy. You know what we say about the recording curse? To be fair, this isn't much of a net loss compared to the first time, given that I died the first time doing that section just out of stupidity. So, alright, we got that other lum the first time, so this... Getting that one on top of that rock is proving very awkward. I'll just be allowed to stitch VODs together again for the YouTube upload. Thanks for nothing, Twitch. Oh, what? I swear that never normally hits me. Oh, what? Which way am I supposed to go to avoid that? Do I need to, like, jump or something? At least being a very late 90s game overs don't really mean much in this game. I mean, I've already had a game over. There's no real consequences. There we go. No, no, I missed that one. No. Oh, no, it's not gonna let me. Ah.
Rayman, so long. Come and see me again if you can.
Now, I haven't picked up a green lum, so my checkpoint might still be back at the start.
Friend.
Me too. No time to lose.
My checkpoint might still be at the start, maybe, so... Nope, okay, that case doesn't count. Alright, I got one shot. Okay, it's back at the start. Well, one shot to get this last lum. If I mess up, then I've got to do this whole thing again. Including getting all the lums again. It is kind of interesting playing this way. It's just like I'm so familiar with the standard version of Rayman 2 that normally it's not really much of a challenge. I can kind of do it without too much thought. But where there's less familiarity here, and the control isn't as good, it's more of a challenge. Also, there's no bonus stage in this game, but that's not really a great loss, given that the bonus stage is just button mashing. Right. We're going to pretend that the other file doesn't exist. We're going to use this file. Right. Let's do our bonus level, Walk of Life. Now, in other versions, you have to find this level at the start of the next proper level, but here it's just in the world map. And okay, yeah, there are still lums to get. So yeah, like, well, this is technically a bonus stage. You do need to do it to get 100%. Alright. Oh. Hold on, Mr. Lum. Oh, whoops. The time limit made me jump when I shouldn't have jumped. Jumped too early. There we go. Alright. Lums. I don't recall. Okay, let's get the checkpoint. Oh, I would jump further ahead if it weren't for getting lums. Right. Should only be a few left. Just one more little section, I think. Yeah. I do wonder if you could consider it false advertising, no matter whether loading screens are blatantly they're blatantly taken not from this version of the game. Loading screens are all images from like the PC version or whatever. Like, is that kind of false advertising within the game itself? It's like when you had games in like the mid-2000s being like, oh yeah, also on Game Boy Advance, and it's like, but only ever used the console game in the marketing. It's like, well, yeah, you have got a game called that on the Game Boy Advance, but you're not actually advertising that Game Boy Advance game. Do not remove memory card. Well, I wouldn't even if I wanted to, because I can't reach it from here. Let's head into our next actual level. But first, a cutscene. Yeah, the GBA version of LEGO Star Wars, it was disappointing. I have the DS version of Complete Saga, and, you know, for a DS version of a console game, it's actually quite good, I think. Like, it's actually fairly faithful to the console game.
He has made it to the swamp.
What? You incompetent imbecile! Send the warship and destroy him. He mustn't get his grubby hands on the four masters.
I like how, he doesn't sound like a robot at all. See how smooth those visuals are. Yeah, it's not going to look anything like that on the PS1. Don't walk off the edge, Rayman. There we go. Well, it is. Maybe the game just has like a really iffy dead zone or what, but... it could also just be this controller is, you know, getting old. Your DS Complete Saga is, I think, pretty good. Like, the main levels are pretty faithful. And yeah, the touchscreen minigames I remember being... I don't remember them much, but... yeah, we never had LEGO Star Wars 1. We had LEGO Star Wars 2 on the PS2, and then we got Complete Saga on the PS3. So... this level's pretty similar to the other versions of the game. It's pretty faithful, I'd say. I keep trying to use the the right stick. The earlier days of 3D gaming. Developers hadn't quite figured out that the right stick could be used for the camera yet. So instead, the right stick does have functions in this game. They're very odd functions though. So the right stick, you can click the right stick to jump, and you can flick the right stick in any direction to shoot. I don't know why it is like that. It's like, I'm pretty sure it's very intentional as well, because I'm pretty sure that behaviour is referenced in the manual. Pretty sure. There's the controlling Rayman part. No, maybe not. Maybe it says it in the... okay, no, maybe not. Okay. I thought it did say it in the manual. Okay, never mind. Well, it does do though. I don't know if this is just a PS1 quirk or what, but it calls the analog stick the analogic joystick. I don't know if that's PS1 marketing quirk, like they were like, oh, you have to do that. And it's the only PS1 disc I own, so... actually, no, tell a lie, I do own another PS1 disc that is disc only and no box or manual. And that's GTA 2. Oh. Yeah, I don't know why it's called that, whether that was like a Sony mandate is like, oh, you know, the marketing terms are calling it that, or what, but I don't know. The upper levels of precise control of the four-way digital directional control pad simply cannot. I mean, they do, but, you know. Is there a cage here? No. Obviously, this game does support the just digital controller as well. You know, because very few PS1 games, to my knowledge, require analog controllers. The only one I can think of is Ape Escape, and that's because Ape Escape was made to show off the DualShock anyway. Rayman, stop going downwards. So I leave my controller like that. I guess I just gotta be careful with how I let go of my analog stick. Hold on. Yeah, my other phone has had a real problem just like trying to connect to it, stay connected to my laptop. For my Sammy deck. So the real problem today with that. Normally it's fine. I can't remember if you had to bounce on these to get yellow lungs in the original. Oh, bounce on it, not over. There we go. Yeah, it is possible to play this game with the D-pad, but like, it's kind of why would you? If you have an analog controller, why would you use the D-pad for this game? Like, it's clearly not designed for digital control. Crash Bandicoot the same. Though Crash is pretty much the reason why Rayman 2 turned out as a 3D game instead of a 2D one. Rayman 2 was going to be a 2D game very originally. It was going to be a 2D game for the PS1 and Saturn, much like the original Rayman. But the developers saw Crash Bandicoot at E3 and were like, we need to make our game 3D. Oh, I barely made that. Oh. Why is bouncing on these barrels difficult? It shouldn't be. Guessing there's a cage down here. Yep. How close do I have to stand to this cage? To shoot at it. There we go. Now, oddly enough, the cages that hold the end level TNC, they don't count in this game as part of the cage total. I don't know why they did it like that. Oh, depth perception is not the easiest to judge in this game, in this version. I don't know whether it's just because I'm used to Rayman 2 being at higher resolutions than 240p, or whether it's because PS1 doesn't have a concept of a Z buffer with rendering, like in terms of hardware anyway, so as to do it in software. I don't know. Trying to sort something out on the same surface my mic is probably leading to a terrible auditory experience. But I have no other surfaces to hand, so it is what it is. Here we go. No, I've got to jump. Deal than that. Right, save file. So at this point in the game, in other versions, you're going on to the first Sanctuary level, the Sanctuary of Water and Ice. Here, we're going to Whale Bay, which normally is a few levels later in the other versions. Yeah, the Sanctuary of Water and Ice doesn't really exist in this version of the game. It's pretty much merged with Whale Bay, which itself is, if I remember, well, it's sort of half truncated. It's definitely, level design's quite different. Now, I remember my first playthrough of this version, when I first had it on my PS3, I got quite frustrated at one part of it, because I didn't understand a mechanic fully. So hopefully that won't be too bad, because I know how to play it now. I do need to check there's no lums I've missed down here. Don't think so. God, the turning circle's not very good. Now, in other versions, there's a barrel pirate you have to fight here, but I guess that's probably a bit too much for this early in the game in this version, so no barrel pirate here. Not that they're particularly difficult once you know what you're doing, but they do take a lot of hits if you know. Oop. Presume if I get hit by those, I might fall off. I'm not sure, actually. But either way, it'll slow me down, so I don't want to get hit by it. Yep, there's lums underneath this one as well. Only 35 lums in this level though, so that's not too bad. You know, the upside of levels not always having 50 lums is that some levels have less. Downside is some levels have more. Barrier Glade had 60. Oh no, there is a barrel pirate here. They work differently here as well. The annoying thing with them is they'll just do that. And you can't do anything about it, you can't hit them or anything. Very annoying. He's gotta wait. Combat is not this game's strong suit, and that's pretty much goes for any version of Rayman 2. The combat's very easy. But it doesn't diminish my personal enjoyment of Rayman 2 as still being one of my favourite 3D platformers and one of my favourite games in general. Well, the Dreamcast PC version anyway, not the PS1 version. I like the PS1 version just fine, but I don't think it holds a candle to, you know, the N64 original or the Dreamcast release. Not that I played the N64 version fully, I've only ever played it via emulation, so... Like, if I ever got an N64 console, yeah, I'd definitely play it off my cartridge, but I don't have much of an incentive to get an N64 console, to be completely honest. Oh, that was on a timer. Alright, let's actually get through it this time. Didn't realise I was on a timer. Is there any lums this far back? No. Oh, you know what? I don't... It's harder to do on other versions. Bouncing like that, so... Ah, now this cage here is... I had to look this one up originally. Normally, when you see sort of those metal plasters, so to speak, or band-aids, I guess, for people across the pond, normally you need a keg to destroy that, but there's no kegs here, so you have to get the pirate to shoot at you to destroy it before you kill it. And it's like, that just doesn't seem very intuitive. I don't think there's any other instance in the game where you have to do anything like that. That cage eluded me for a long time. The pirates having long invincibility for, like, having really long invincibility frames is already a problem in other versions of Rayman 2, but it feels worse here. Again, could be 50 Hz. I don't know if the game speed is optimized for 50 Hz in this game. I mean, given that, you know, Ubisoft is French and therefore, you know, presumably the game is developed in a 50 Hz country, you would think that the game is going to be designed well enough for 50 Hz, but I don't know. Ah, here we go. I'm going to check the area for lums first. Yeah, collect any lums first. So I don't have to worry about collecting them on the way. Oh, I should have ground that balloon them. That's fine. We made it. Ooh, there's one here. Yeah, I think that's it. Let's go back up for air. Alright, now we can free Carmen the whale. So yeah, now we get to follow her through the level. But we're going to make sure to keep the piranhas away from her air bubbles she produces, otherwise we won't be able to breathe. You do that by shooting at them. It just sort of deters them. Oh, come on. Rude. Now, I didn't realise you had to shoot at them to deter them when I first played this. Because in other versions of Rayman 2, you don't have to do this. You can kind of get away with not. Like, it is a mechanic that exists in other versions of Whale Bay, but don't really have to. Ah, didn't get that one. I might drown. Oh dear. I'm very on the edge of drowning here. No! Ah, I'm gonna drown now that they've taken that one. Yeah, there we go. First time I played this version of the game, I was about ready to throw my controller because I didn't realise that, you know, I could stop the piranhas. Well, at least this time I don't have any lums to collect along the way. I can just focus on not drowning. No, go away. My air bubbles. Although, the slightly funny thing, these piranhas, they are... So they're not just stealing the air bubbles just because. The reason given in the manual is that they are... they want the air bubbles because they have heartburn or something. It's something silly like that. It's like, what? It's something silly like heartburn. I say silly, obviously, in real life that's a bit less silly, but, you know, for cartoon fish, it's just kind of a bit of a silly thing. Oi! That was mine. Stay away. My air. Oi. Oop, there's another lum there. And there's our last one. Ah, Piranha got it before me. There we go. Got all the other lums, so I just need to not drown now. Oh, there we go. Yeah, here the Whale Bay pretty much connects straight into what's left of the Sanctuary of Water and Ice. So we do still get a mask at the same point in the game, but in a differently named level, and overall differently themed level. It's a bit of a shame that they had to cut the Sanctuary of Water and Ice, because that is one of my favourite levels in the original game, so... But one thing they've added with the addition of voice acting to this game, this version, they've given the Guardians all different... They've given the guards all personalities, which they didn't have in the original.
What do you want? I have to gather together the 4 masks to bring Policus back. This is our last chance to chase the pirates away.
How am I to know that you are not simply a thief? Only your strength and bravery can convince me. Prepare to fight.
Now, if I remember right, this still isn't much of a boss fight. Nope. I say as I get hit straight away. Can you aim at the thing? Alright. Final one. There we go. I may have got hit right at the end, but that's fine. That is fine, because we still won. Okay, through the waterfall. A much smaller waterfall than it was before. And we can claim our prize. Intense rumble from this controller. I feel like I'd have more to say about the story if I weren't so familiar with it. I was like, I've seen these cutscenes so many times. Obviously, it's a bit different here. I'm used to seeing the voiceless cutscenes, but the overall gist is very similar, and a lot of the cutscene animations are almost the same.
I am Polycus, the spirit of the world. I see that you have found the first of my 4 masks. For now, I am far away and can only speak in dreams. But if you bring me the last 3 masks, I will awaken and help you fight the pirates.
In some versions of the game, those like shines that come out of the eyes from the masks don't line up at all. I think it's like the DS version. And it just looks completely off.
Our world's destiny is in your hands.
You know, games that have rumble during cutscenes slightly bother me, because it's like, I get why they do it at the same time. A lot of the time I like to set a controller down when I'm watching a cutscene. And if it's like, if I put it on like a desk or something, then it vibrates and it just like makes a really loud noise. And then otherwise, if it's on another surface, it might like fall off. So it's just like, really? Alright, time for the next door to open.
Good. You found the first mask before the pirates.
There's no time to lose. They're looking for the second. I hope you've got 150 lums to unjam the door. Yes, I have.
You know, I don't think I've ever seen the cutscenes for like not having enough lums to open the doors.
Mask is guarded by a stone colossus. Lee communicated with his spirit, and he is ready to help you.
Yeah,
At last, a good piece of news.
I don't think I've ever seen the cutscenes of like, oh, I don't have enough lums to get through.
Forget to collect lots of lums. We'll need 400 in order to open the next door.
I do like that they tell you your goal. Oh, yeah, your amount to aim for. Did I accidentally skip that cutscene? Oh well. Yeah, I like that they tell you how many you need to aim for. It's handy. Not that it matters to me, because, you know, we're going for 100%. Right. Lum here. So, this level, we pretty much skip the entire first section and we arrive in what would be the second section in any other version of the game. Yeah, the first few levels, I'd say, aren't too sort of different in terms of being cut up apart from the Fairy Glade, but from here on out, well, I suppose from Whale Bay out, things get pretty different. Yeah, there's also this second shell that follows you here, and you gotta keep swerving to avoid it, and it's really annoying. I don't know what they were thinking with this. Yeah, if you just go in a straight line, it will just like catch up to you and explode and you'll die. I really don't know what they were thinking with this mechanic. Because all it means you just have to keep swerving. And it's very annoying. Right. Boy. Right, let's get rid of this pirate first. Oh, I can't wait to get the charging power up. And charge my shots. Nope. Come on. Oh yeah, and just running away from shells isn't enough as well. They run faster than you, unless you run in circles like that. It's a lot of little extra random changes. I think I've got to ride the shell over into the door. I think I've got to use it to open up the way through. Whereas in any other version, it's just the door's open. I think I've got to... Oh. I think I've got to ride the shell down here. And open up the door. Oh, the shell does not control very well. On the PS1. It really doesn't.
Clark, so it was you who wiped out all these pirates. Only 20 pirates against you? They didn't stand a chance.
Hello, little buddy. You wanna arm wrestle?
Hey, you don't look so good. Are you hurt?
So we still have to interrupt this level and go over to another level before we can continue this one. But we don't have to backtrack in this case. Any other version of Rayman 2, we have to go all the way back to the Masters of Awakening and enter the Cave of Bad Dreams from there. Here on the PS1, it just opens the Cave of Bad Dreams next to us in the level select.
Near here. Hold on. I'm going to find the entrance and bring back the elixir.
Thanks, little buddy.
So, off to the Cave of Bad Dreams. Don't know why in the cutscene he calls it the Kingdom of the Dead, but hey. Embellishing, I suppose. Oh, come on. There we go. Yeah, here we just go straight into level, and I think it starts us again. Oh no, it doesn't start us halfway through the level. It does start us. What would be the beginning? I don't know why I thought it starts halfway through this level as well. By having it just in the level selected, that's kind of like skip some of the context of like the level. So you don't get the cutscene before entering it here. Oh. Alright. The less responsive control is probably going to give me trouble here. Like, PS1 Rayman 2 does control fine. You know, it controls fine enough for a PS1 platformer, but the way Rayman controls in other versions, like, is just so perfect to me that I can't help just, you know, the PS1 version just feels off to me. When everything about his, like, movement, his jump arc, the helicopter, everything just feels pretty much perfect to me in other versions of Rayman 2. Like, by itself, this game doesn't control badly. It's just, in comparison, it doesn't feel as good to me. Just noticed the 65 lums to get in this level. Great. Make sure I don't miss those. Okay. Oh, my stomach is making all the noises tonight. Alright. I love long invincibility frames, they're my favourite. Oh, just shoot it. Ah, now where is it gone? There we go. To quote classic voice female Cross from Xenoblade X, which is the version I use, just shoot it. Just shoot it. Right, is there a lum hidden behind here? No, there isn't. Fair enough. Now, when I was younger, these caterpillar enemies used to be the absolute bane of my existence. They, again, especially, well, less so here because they're slower, but on the PC version of the game that, well, I still have, you know, that I played as a kid, those things genuinely scared me. I don't know why. I'm just very easy to make jump even now as an adult. Very easy to jump scare. I think the way they moved very quickly and could jump sort of at the screen, it just like jump scared me badly once as a kid, and it took me a long time to get past the second level in the game because they're in that level. And then when I first got to this level, it took me a very long time to get past it for the first time. Like, no joke, I used to have to get other people to play that bit of the level for me so I didn't have to see them. It was very frightful as a child. I was very frightful as a child, and now here I am. I've got loads of Resident Evil games in my Steam library that I have either never or barely played because I haven't had the time. I'll get to know at some point. And of course, by dropping it, it's going to respawn all the way back here, not where I am. Great. It's hard to aim because I can't enter first person mode. Can go behind the shoulder though. Okay, that's good to know. Normally to aim these sorts of things I like to go first person mode, but that doesn't exist. Well, it does exist on PS1, but it doesn't let you do it while you're holding an item. Oh, can I make it across? Yeah. Okay. Hello, please make it, please make it. I don't want to do that again. It's annoying. Right, let's go pop this on its pedestal. Very slowly. Okay, I don't think throwing it is any quicker. If picking... I mean, maybe slightly. Right, that one's on its thing. Right. On to the next one. I just gone the wrong way. Great. Right. I blame the camera. Oh, no. Oh. Oh. Please say that the blue thingy's saved. Okay, good. Oh, good. Oh, whoops. I wasn't looking. You know, it generally helps when you're playing your games to actually look at what you're doing and not look at your phone. Like the filthy Gen Z slash maybe almost millennial that I am. Not really a millennial, but sometimes I feel like I could pass off for one. Oi! Rude. Like, I feel like I'd probably fit in better with a group of millennials than with like the younger end of Gen Z. Unless it's like the oldest millennials, I suppose. Alright. Excuse me, trying to over the shoulder view. Trying to aim this. There we go. I would go first person, if I could. Oh, what person at Ubisoft Shanghai decided, nah, no first person mode when you're holding an item. Please land. Oh, good. Oh, that barely made it. That's just hanging off the edge there. No, I don't think I'm gonna... I'm going to leave the Sanctuary of Stone and Fire for the next stream. We're nearly we're at quarter to 10 already. So... I'll have to make sure I start nice and early on Sundays to give myself plenty of time to do the second half of the game. Nope. Right. No lum's hiding up here. No good. They managed to keep this part intact for this version of the game, which is pretty cool. Oh, I missed a yellow lum. But you see, I had to watch the cutscene every time. That would be really annoying if you did. I didn't even see that lum when I collected it, so... Oh, oh no. Missed that one. Oh. Okay. Yeah, gotta make sure not to be too slow here. If you hit one of these crystal thingies, then you're almost certainly gonna slow down too much and get eaten. Oh. Missed that one. You know what though? Yeah, well. Keep going a little bit further, get a few more lums, and then retry. Well, at least I know that if I get a game over, I'll just start back here and just have to collect the lums again. And the sliding controls are already a bit hard to get your head around. Ugh! In the other version of the game. Oh, really? But they can feel a bit off here. Especially jumping off the edges of it. Right, there we go, got that lum. Oh, I missed that one. These parts are these are the sort of parts that are difficult to get the lums on. It's just like if you miss it, you gotta retry the whole section. It'd be helpful if there were red... Oh! It'd be helpful if there were red lums on here. You know, recover some health. Right. I mean, actually manually jumping seems to work out better than relying on the auto jump at the edge. So... yeah, let's manually jump. Oh, what did you miss? A few levels. We're currently in the Cave of Bad Dreams, and I just got a game over. Because I was missing a lot of lums and having to die to try and get them again. I've already missed some lums, but you know what? We'll try. Oh my! We'll try and get a few, then we'll retry. Because this is going to take a few tries anyway. Right, I've missed a lot, so let's retry. I think this is probably harder than the slide section in other versions. Oh no, there are red lums on here. Okay. I was just assuming they were all yellow lums. Why is this trying to eat Rayman? So, well, it's more explained. It's not really explained in this version. In other versions of the game, you have to go back to the Masters of Awakening in an earlier level to get access to this level, and this guy's the guardian of this area, and he's like. In other versions of the game, you get a cutscene for this level, and he's like, you know, oh, I'll let you get a head start, but you know, be warned, you know, I'll like, you know, I'm coming for you essentially. As to why the outside of that though, I'm not really sure. Because well, at the end of this, there is like there's like a big pile of treasure as well. So I presume he's like guarding the treasure as well. I assume that's part of it. Can I get that one? Oh no. No, I don't. No. Can you... I've lost way too much health. I need to... Why? Okay, there's a pit I can... Okay. Hey man, this guy what a crisp is to us. Not very nutritious, but crunchy and tasty. There we go, got that one. Speaking of crisps, actually, I've recently slightly branched out in terms of crisps that I have, and I've actually I've been having some prawn cocktail crisps. It was like I never used to have them, even though I've always liked skips. Anyway, I think I've got all the lums there. But no, it's like I like skips. I've always liked skips, so it's like I should like prawn cocktail crisps, and so we had some at home, and I was like, sure, I'll actually try some. Ooh. And yeah. Okay, got. Oh, why was run so far to get these? There we go. You're a crisp fiend, will happily sit and eat a massive share bag. I'm not quite on... I wouldn't quite say I could eat a share bag in one go myself. I could probably get through like a good half a share bag though at once. Or like lots of a tube of Pringles or something. I suppose if you wanted to worry a bit less about the smell, I suppose you could always do ready salted. I suppose they'd smell a bit less than more flavoured ones. Or like, I don't know, like, you get like those little like mini like crisp tongs that probably exist. And your ready salted is just one of my go-to flavors anyway. I just like a good ready salted. Well, that's just usually one of my go-to flavors. But what I can easily smash through a packet of if I'm not careful is is like pretzel sticks, like not, but it's very specifically like Polish ones that you can get like the import aisle. It's like Polish, I think they're Polish, like pretzel sticks. I associate them with Poland because I had ones in Poland, so I think of them as Polish even if they're not. Like I can very easily like smash through a pack of those if I'm not careful. Oh, Rayman, why would you roll off the edge? I wasn't even holding forwards on the analog stick. This bit's always a bit precarious. Oh, my stomach is making all the noises tonight. I apologise if my mic picked that up. This bit's always a bit precarious. Oh. Because if you let one of the skulls coming towards you hit the one you're standing on, it just like falls, yeah, completely falls apart. Alright. Oh, this is taking longer than I thought it would.
Incredible! Go!
You have defeated me. My treasure belongs to you.
You don't get the choice to say yes to the treasure in this version. You don't get like the choice for like the pretend bad ending. Rayman just
The elixir to save my
yeah,
friend.
Rayman just automatically says no.
You ran all those risks for a friend? Ah, your folly amuses me. For your trouble, take this. This is the elixir of life. Hold on to it with great care.
Thank you.
Well, that's that level done. Alright, we'll at least get the rest of the mini hills done. I reckon that will have to be where we leave it though for today, after this level. Not sure if I'd really have time to do any more after this one. Just make sure to start nice and early on Sunday. Oh, there. I think we're combining my unfamiliarity comparatively with probably running slow because 50 Hz, and also, you know, having to pause to sort out technical problems. I love it when it disconnects. So great. Alright, gotta keep swerving or else I'll die. Don't know who designed this section. But yeah, isn't it? Well, this game was developed by an entirely different sort of Ubisoft studio to the main game. Most, if not all, of the main Rayman games were developed by Ubisoft Montpellier. I've pronounced that right. But this was developed, I believe, I said it earlier, I believe it's Ubisoft Shanghai that developed this version of the game. So a completely different team. Alright, I've got to fight this pirate again, haven't I? Wait. Ow. I've got everything in this part of the level, so what I need to do is just get to where I was before. Well, the physics on these things are just weird. Also not that much faster than walking normally.
Here, Clark. Here's the elixir.
Thanks, little buddy. Yahoo! Now I can go crush a whole bunch more pirates.
Cool, but take me down first, okay?
Not that we actually see him destroying any pirates here. We just see him go through walls. Alright. Oh, this, I believe here I can, yeah. I'm behind the box currently. I am currently behind this box. The PlayStation can produce mind-boggling effects. Ah. Ah. Swing. Swing. There we go. Now we can come through. Oh, and this is a cutscene here.
I have to go and look for the other masks. And you?
I'm going home to gather my strength for a while.
Okay. I hope you'll come and join me later.
Oh, no problem. Good luck.
Bye.
Bye, laddie.
One more section to go. I do like that they use little loading screens like that, like sort of mid-level loading screens. They usually have a visual that's like related to the level you're playing, which is nice. That's like a nice little touch. It's the health bar. Extended it even more. Must be a lot of lums on the track, because I've still got like over 10 to go. Oop. Right, here we go. Oh, I missed one. Where did I miss one? Oh no. Where did I miss one? You know what, that sounds like a problem for between streams. Finding that last lum there. I don't want to do that on stream. Yeah, it sounds like for that sounds like an off-stream problem. Wait. Right, well, I would have liked to do the canopy, but it's already a little bit late, so we will have to start earlier than normal on Sunday if I can, and hopefully have time to do things. If not, we'll stretch out to 3 streams, and yeah, if not, we'll stretch out to 3 streams and whatever. My phone can connect. I need to use my Stream Deck now. Oh, do I need to open another one here? Gotta do it on my PC, I think. Fine. Right, before anything else happens in terms of connections, we'll finish it off. So, as always, thank you for watching, whether you've been in a whole stream, part of the stream, chatted, lurked, followed, etc. It is all very appreciated, especially those that stuck through the disconnects and whatnot. Yeah. So, Sunday, hopefully, well, we'll either finish the game or we'll do like another third and then finish next Tuesday. I haven't decided yet. I'd like to wrap it up in 2 streams because honestly, having all the kit out to record the using the PS2 is a bit of a pain. So it'd be nice to get it wrapped up in 2 streams. So I might, if possible, I will yeah, get it all done next time. Thanks for being here, Improv, however long you've been here. Like I say, any length of time, always appreciated. And just as a reminder, I've got it on screen, but yeah, anniversary stuff's happening. The official anniversary stream is on the 11th of May. That is it's 2 weeks on Sunday. I still need to finish sorting out stuff for it. I'm nearly there in terms of prepping. Nearly there. Yeah. With the possible pre-show to the entire anniversary weekend on the 8th of May with Little Sonic Rumble first impressions, potentially. Not necessarily locked in, but that's a potential. But yeah, I've been doing some extra prep. I've been doing some of the prep today, poking through old laptops. So yeah. That will be on, yeah, that's that, so. But yeah, this Sunday, yeah, hopefully I'll get to start early, if I can, and we'll, yeah, we'll, what's the word I'm looking for? Finish the game, there we go. We'll hopefully finish the game. Well, that will do it. My phone's still not connecting, so I'll have to do it on here. So thanks again for watching, and have a good rest of your night.